going on? Some of you guys are already here in the goddamn chat room. How's it going? What's everyone talking about? Is yours missing a paintball brew my life tag? Yeah, it's possible. You know, I didn't have those on headbands for a while. And then I added them to headbands. So some of them have them, some of them don't. And I'm all out right now. So I've attached them all to headbands in the future. So you should look at yours as like, you don't have a tag, it's like super limited. There you go. It's super rare if your headband doesn't have a tag on it. How is everybody? Where's everybody joining me from this fine evening? It's kind of hot here. It's like 95 degrees outside. Let's take those off. Hudson, you are special. Virginia, trying to read something. Illinois, someone's at Capitol Edge Paintball Park, I think. Wisconsin, New Jersey, Austin. I really like how everyone's from all over the place. You know, sometimes I watch these videos, or I think about these videos, and I'm like, man, it's like Texas, California, and Florida. But then we got everyone from everywhere. The Caribbean Islands, Indianapolis, Vegas, United Kingdom, Kentucky, paintball capital of the world, Fallbrook, California. I don't know where that's even at. Eastern Washington. Well, congratulations to everybody. I don't know why I'm getting congratulated, but welcome. Welcome from Montana. I don't really have anything exciting to talk about. We have some tournaments that are coming up. I thought I'd brush on quickly. There's a couple new products that aren't super exciting, but we'll also touch on those. And there we have the first super chat of the night from Eric. As always, repping the Street Fighters, the Sacramento Street Fighters. That's what that SSF 916 means. Eric, I love you. Are you going to play paintball this weekend? Probably. I mean, I imagine so. I don't know if I'm going to go this weekend. It's going to be really hot outside. And I'm not entirely sure what's happening. I appreciate those goddamn super chats so much, guys. They're very helpful. They help facilitate this entire goddamn thing. So thank you. I'm thinking about buying a paintball gun for $200. What should you buy? There really aren't a lot of options out there right now for $200. I mean, you could spend just a little bit over that and get the EMEC. EMECs are $270 now, I believe. So you're going to have to spend a little bit over $200. I mean, if you want to only spend $200, I'd probably recommend the Tippmann Stormer. They're $150. But man, for another $100, the EMEC is so much better. So just get an EMEC. The Chaos 3? I don't like the Chaos. The Stormer is probably your best super cheap paintball gun right now. That's probably your best bet. I'm drinking a little bit of water. Well, I don't know. Let's talk about some stuff. Let's go. Let's open up my notes here. You know what's happening this weekend? It's just a ton of paintball events. This weekend we have the West Coast Paintball Players League in the WCPPL. And something I've wanted to do for a while here is there's some, paintball channels that have started to come about. We'll say in the past, honestly, it feels like the past couple months or maybe like the past year. And this is one of them. This is SV Paintball. SVP Paintball, I'm sorry. Right, am I an insane person? SVP Paintball, yeah. He does actually a bunch of good field breakdowns and stuff, and this is actually a walkthrough of the entire, I don't know, the entire WCPPL layout. So I would highly recommend, you can go subscribe to his channel. He's got a bunch of these cool field walkthroughs. There's some interviews with pros that he's put up recently. So it's just more good paintball content out there. And this is that WCPPL layout, so it's kind of cool. It's neat how they're using, they actually brought back the X's. And you can there's the X right there. You can see that big boy in the center right there. I don't know how that's going to play. I don't know if they're full-size X's or not. WC is one of the tournament series that, let's go back to this. I want to kind of see that right there. Yeah, it looks like the X is solid. The mini X's are solid at the bottom, but I don't know. Who knows how these things are going to play? We haven't played the X bunker in, I don't know. It's been a very, very long time. DU with that $5 super chat. I much appreciate that. And you just got your order from bfpgear.com, a sponsor of this whole goddamn channel. So I appreciate, you know, people supporting them, because then they know, you know, they continually, hopefully, sponsor these videos. Dylan, finally, my CS3 Havoc came in Monday. Super stoked. I really like the CS3. What's the Havoc color? That's the... Is Havoc green? Is it the gray and the green? Or is it like a custom color? I don't know. But yeah, either way, SVP Paintball, I really like his like field analysis things. And they're really long. So, you know, if you guys are purple and gray, there we go. If you guys are playing, I don't know, WCPL or new aspiring tournament players, watching stuff like this is actually pretty good. You can actually get like a feel of maybe what you should be doing in certain scenarios, or just kind of what to look for when you're like walking the field. So these are pretty handy. Subscribe, you know, I did. I don't turn notifications on at all though. The WCPPL. The WC has a lot of teams. They have 125 teams signed up in the X-Ball division. They have a couple divisions though, so they're doing division 4, 5, 6, 3, and like kind of a premier, we'll say like a pro, semi-pro division, kinda. And they have 15 teams paid for that as well. 40 division 4 teams. They got a lot of teams signed up, so it's kind of cool. This is the last. Oh no, I thought this was going to be at Camp Pendleton, because Camp Pendleton or Victory Paintball Park is closing. That's typically where they have a lot of their tournaments at. The West Coast Paintball Players League. Here's actually maybe some better pictures of that layout. Maybe. Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah, they're putting these X's like in the back center, or not the back center, but in the corner. These like mini X's, that Dorito side and the Snake side, is really kind of crazy. I mean, those are bunkers that we used originally when this like X-Ball format started, hence the X's in the middle of the field. So like 2002 or 1 or whatever it was when X-Ball started, is when they kind of started using these X bunkers. It was a few years later when they started using the mini X's. I'm not a huge fan of those mini X's. I find them a little difficult to play because they're so narrow in the center of them. It's very odd. You kind of have to like play like really weird and small. It's kind of cool that you can shoot like over through the little like center turret piece, like the center of the X, but I've always found them a little funky. What are we talking about? Bueno dia. I don't know. I'm trying to speak Portuguese, old soul. Someone's speaking Portuguese. Dylan with that $4.99. I appreciate that, dude. Dylan also, I believe, a merch purchaser, which is even more appreciative. Merch stuff right there. Hey, you went to Living Legends. No, I didn't. I want to go next year, but don't really know if I need a team or can I be a walk-on or in a small group. Yeah, either of those things, really. I mean, it's a big game, right? So any of these like big, huge events, you don't have to have teams, right? Most of the time, I don't know exactly how Living Legends works, but most of these big games will be, a lot of the times, 2 ways when they pick teams, right? Sometimes you can sign up for a team when you're registering because, like, say, I don't know, say there's like a World War II reenactment one, like say Ion or whatever. Sometimes you could maybe pick if you want to be on the Axis team or the Ally team, and they'll let you pick that when you're like registering or paying to play the event. Or they'll just put you on a team when you get there. You know, they'll kind of, when you're checking in or something like that, they'll be like, which team do you want to be on? And you can kind of choose. So you definitely don't need to have a group at all. You can be a sole lone person. And that's true for any paintball field, really, too. I mean, for the most part, you just kind of show up and they, divvy people up and put people on teams. And that's the exact same way at Living Legends or any of these, like, bigger games. I think so. Alex W. says, the Allies got dominated at Monte Casino games this year. I don't even know what that is. It was bad, but still had some fun. Yeah, I don't really play a lot of the big games. Unfortunately, there just aren't a lot out here. Yeah, I mean, they're all so far away. The closest cool one is probably is Super Game. Super Game happened about a month and a half ago or something like that. Super Game's in Oregon, but you can't really fly to it. You kind of have to drive because it's sort of out in the middle of nowhere. And it takes about 10 hours to get there, so... I don't really, it's not something that I've done. I mean, I know a lot of people who've gone, but I just got like work and like, things to do. So it's kind of hard. Monte Cassino is a monastery in Italy. Okay, their big games are in southern Illinois. Yeah, I've never even heard of them. Unfortunately. That's probably not like the best thing, but... It's named after a World War II battle. The K Nations is in SC Village was pretty great last year. Yeah, I've never been to K Nations either. Again, I'm like, lots of people who... I know a lot of people who've gone. I just never did it. It's always a heck of a commitment. And never really had time for it, so it's always kind of difficult to that much time out of the way. There's that this weekend. There's the West Coast Paintball Players League this weekend. What else is there? There's the... This is what I wanted to watch. The Bunker Fest. This is a new tournament series. They've had one event earlier this year that went off very well. This is just a field walkthrough before the event starts. Kind of just walking around. Another kind of old classic paintball bunker is that car wash, that like big huge car wash bunker in the front. Normally that thing's standing up, so it will be like facing down the field like that. So you won't be looking at it face on. It'll be, I think, tilted like that. So it'll kind of block off half of the field. And you can run through those little like, car wash stringy things. The car wash. There used to be a bunker that you could actually like go through it. You used to be able to walk through it and it looked like an actual freaking car wash. It was more tunnely than this. This is Bunker Fest. Yeah, they have 95 teams. So it's kind of impressive that there's more of these small leagues and small tournament things with all of these people attending. A Bunker Fest. Bunker Fest is put on by Under. I think Chris Rangel. I get kind of confused with people's names, but I think Chris Rangel is the gentleman that owns Under and the guy putting this thing on. I know they've talked a lot of shit to the NXL. Somehow they're competing with the NXL. Although I don't think that the NXL thinks that they're competing with these guys. So I'm not quite sure. What else do they have on here? They got like... Definitely not signed into Facebook. So there's their layout. What are they doing? Well, they're not really using that M, but they don't have a car wash, I think... they don't have a car wash in this app. So they're using the old Millennium M. And this layout is kind of traditional, at least. I mean, it's definitely those two bunkers right there. You got like classic Dorito side. You have classic Snake side. It is kind of odd, though. They have the like those bricks, those giant wedges or whatever we're calling those, lined up like that. That's kind of cool. Interesting. I don't know. Bunker Fest. What's everyone talking about? What's up, Brandon? The car wash. Yeah, it's a very old classic bunker. It's kind of cool. I don't know if I like the green, though. What's with the green and yellow? Why not just like red and black like the other bunkers? I don't know. It's kind of odd. What is going on, Jacob? How are you this afternoon? Or evening, you know. We can consider this evening, I guess. I am really hot. I rode my bike today, the 5th day in a row, and man, I just am tired today. You're taking your daughter this Saturday. Where are you taking her this Saturday? You taking her to Bunkerfest, this paintball tournament? I mean, that'd be cool. There's also the ICPL this weekend. Alec. I'm sweaty. Look at these. These are brand new. Not that. These are brand new. They're kind of brand new. So these are the Ninja Ace regulators. There are 2 versions of these things. And this is an odd product because it's kind of been manufactured for a while now. This was the same, or is the exact same regulator that HK Army are using, and they're calling the Aerolite 2. The Aerolite 2 was made by Ninja for HK Army, and now they're just making it for themselves and selling it by itself as the Ninja Ace regulator. It looks very similar to the Powerhouse regulators. There was a bit of drama originally when the Powerhouse regulators came out, and Ninja sued Powerhouse. I don't remember what happened. But now we have this thing that's looking very, very similar to those Powerhouse rigs. But really, honestly, on the inside of there, it is exactly the same as the Pro V2 regulator. Performance on this should be exactly the same as the Pro V2 regulator. The piston's the same, the springs are the same. They are going to sell for a bit more money though, because there's 2 versions. This version right here is going to be $118. Or it is $118, and the other version, I mean, yes, this one is stainless steel, has that stainless steel threads on top. And then those ones right there are just like their base normal one that's going to come with the aluminum threads, and those are $98. What's kind of cool though is their factory output at 550 PSI, so they're kind of already set at that mid-range pressure that most people are using regulators at. You know, that's what I put all the tanks I've ever used for the Ninja at like 400 to 500, somewhere in there. It isn't really that adjustable though. These are only adjustable from 550 to 750, whereas those previous Pro V2 regulators, you could kind of adjust them all over the place. I think Ninja would say that they don't really go below like 400, but it was pretty easy to run those at about 300, and then you could even get them up to like 1,000 PSI. So they're definitely not as adjustable. And it's just different. It's not really like better or worse. I kind of like how these like threads stay on and the threads are attached. It was, I think, Powerhouse who kind of like started that regulator design. The Powerhouse rigs are also very good though, you know, but they're almost $200 each. I think they're starting at about $180. They're for their newest TKO regulator. I think the 4th or 5th version of the Powerhouse regulators, and they're almost just as adjustable as those Ninja regulators. That price increase doesn't really get you any performance though. The main thing you're getting from that price increase, at least from Powerhouse, is just like very, very, very good build quality. But that doesn't mean that, like, say these Ninja regulators or the Ninja rigs in the past, you know, have had bad build quality. It's just that those, you know, Powerhouse rigs are built very, very well. Yep. It's one of those things that, like, it's definitely worth it because you can kind of feel it and you can kind of, like, understand why, you know, they're selling for more money, but you're not going to really get anything out of it. You know, it's kind of like the CS3 and maybe the 180R now. I mean, that CS3 is, you know, nearly $650 more, and it's definitely a better gun, but you might not be like getting a ton of value out of spending that extra money. And that's kind of the same with those Powerhouse regulators in my experience. So those things, the new Ninja Ace regulator. Yeah. It's cool, but it's really the same thing. You know, it's the exact same. It's the exact same as that right there. Just the basic. Whoop. I hit the wrong button. The basic. Not the. My gosh, come on, let's do this thing. One more time. All right, we're doing it manual. The HK Army Aerolite 2 regulator, although I don't really have that much light right here, but it's really the same exact thing as that. I even have that stainless steel bonnet on there, and I've been very happy with this. I've had like 0 issues with these tanks. There's some light, but that doesn't really make a difference. So I like this, and then HK Army, no, I'm sorry, Ninja are now selling their Ace regulator by itself. Golly, I'm having problems switching around tonight. What is happening? They used to be Air America. Who used to be Air America? Kinda. That's confusing, right? Because technically... Anyway, I don't know. Air America, maybe like some of the... No, Air America, I'm so confused. Wasn't Immortal Air? Isn't Immortal Air the Air America guys? Yeah, that's what you're saying right there. I'm like, not Powerhouse. Yeah. Immortal Air. I actually have one of those. I did a video on the Immortal Air rig too. They actually said you would get like 20% better air efficiency with it. I was like, what? So we did a test and it didn't do anything. Immortal Air. The Immortal Air rigs are so heavy too, or the tanks are so heavy. I haven't seen one of their tanks in a very long time, but their tanks were very, very, very heavy. Better air in America for paintball guns. I don't know. Thomas says you should hit the like button, and I totally agree with that. If you want to, you know, I think if you're watching this, you might like it. You know what else you could do while we're talking about it? You can go to the Paintball Ruined My Life shop. I often talk about the headbands that are on there, but don't as much talk about the barrel covers. The barrel covers on there are $7, or there are 3 packs for $15. And yeah, you know, buying that stuff definitely helps support this thing. And you're going to use some barrel covers. So if you're the kind of guy who's like, I'm going to do a super chat, buy some barrel covers. Because you get like a better value out of it, like I was saying earlier. You can find them all at pbrml.shop, or you can just go to paintballruinmylife.com. And they'll be pretty easy to find. Barrel covers. There are so many barrel covers. Look, I actually have them all right here. Because I was taking these pictures. There are so many barrel covers. These are all different too, by the way. So there's a lot of barrel covers. I don't even know how many designs there are. I think there's like 15 or 16 or something like that. Somewhere in there. I actually like this one a lot. That one's pretty cool. Paintball Ruined My Life shop. Someday I'll have some other cool products on there. I mean, you can get this hat on there. I have some t-shirts. There's some sweatshirts. It's not really so much sweatshirt season, but you can get them. I don't know why they keep loop. I feel like it keeps showing the same one over and over again. Paintball Ruined My Life. Go buy stuff. Because it's supporting your local paintball person. Yep. Throw them in your bag, Brandon says. That's what I do with mine. I got like, you know, quite a few of them in there. Right now, Eric is still our top super chatter. Who's got questions for me? Come with your questions. Hudson says, I'm quite fond of the Gorilla G3 regulators. I'm not. I don't know, they just have problems. All kinds of random problems. I mean, not outputting the correct pressure, they're inconsistently, randomly leaking. I've never really liked those Gorilla rigs. Always weird problems with them. And then my problem with is it made the tank always so short that I always wanted to put a tank extender on it and stuff like that. So it was kind of like, you know, why am I using this like super small regulator if I'm just going to put a tank extender on the thing? So yeah. That's one thing though, is true. I mean, like, you know, I often talk about like, you know, certain guns that are unreliable, right? Like, often, anytime I say anything, there are MacDev people that come in and ask me why I hate MacDev so much. And it's mainly because I've had inconsistent things happen with their products, you know, like some of them work, some of them don't. Getting parts is hard sometimes, getting parts is easy sometimes. It's just kind of difficult working with that company, right? Or buying guns that might not work. But then there's guys who have bought 4 of them and they always work and have 0 problems with them. You know, so it's like, yeah, it's hit or miss sometimes. Although with tank regulators, it's such a simple, like, you know, product, you'd hope that it wouldn't have problems, but sometimes they do. Brandon just picked up a 170R. What are my thoughts versus the Shocker amp? Well, I much prefer the 170R because of the reasons I was kind of just explaining about MacDev, is they're just so much more reliable. You know, reliability is the most important thing to me. I don't care if it's quieter or whatever. If it's not shooting and it's not reliable, none of that like quieter or cooler looking stuff even matters. It has to be reliable. So, Alex, small local team got a MacDev sponsor and had to drop them because they had so many problems. Yeah, that sounds right. But one of the bigger problems is not even that, like, you know, say their guns have problems, but I think that it's a hard problem to just get them serviced and have parts for, you know, like if you go with a bigger company like Eclipse, or you get Shockers or Luxes or something, you get dye guns. All of those companies at least are big enough to easily support the products, right? Their guns are sold at all paintball stores, so lots of stores are going to have parts for them. And just in general, they're just better and easier to get those things fixed or worked on. Whereas the MacDev guns are not. You got it. The best looking gun is the Ego 11. That's a good one. I didn't like the way the Ego 11 shot though. It was so loud and like super kicky that I wasn't a fan of how much they like kicked and just how loud they were. They're definitely good. They're crazy reliable, just like I was saying. MacDev has a lot of parts made in different locations then assembled here in the US. Are they assembled here? I guess some of them probably are. That's not necessarily bad. I mean, that's just kind of how manufacturing works now, you know. Yeah, everyone does that. My iPhone, you know, the iPhone does that. I bet these headphones do. You know, lots of stuff has parts made from all over. But maybe the quality control on those parts that are coming in from all over aren't the best. You know, maybe they have like better quality control in some places rather than, you know, some of the other companies don't. Matthew, what about it? Do you review subs products? Like subscribers, not sandwiches? I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I don't really review anything anymore. I've only done like 10 of them in like 2 years or something. So yeah, maybe. But I'm only probably going to review videos now that are like big products, or at least some sort of product that's interesting, you know. It's got to be like kind of worth the time. Just swapped my amp for an Ether 3M. Best decision ever. Yeah, that's a heck of a switch. You know, I'd probably prefer that Ether 3M as well. Yeah. MacDev can't oversee all of these different manufacturers. That's true. Well, they should. I mean, you know, I'd get my parts and inspect them and be like, this isn't good, this isn't good. But it's hard to oversee it. It's like a good story about that is Angel, WDP, a longtime paintball company, you know, released the Angel back in like 2000. The Angel LCD, I should say. And I think in 2008, they took manufacturing from the UK over to China, and all they did was take all their machines. So they literally transported all their machines, all the mills and CNC stuff, and took it all to China. And they actually had 2 employees go to China and live in China to help set up and oversee quality stuff. So it's not impossible, but you got to have like a willing employee move to China or Taiwan or, you know, Saudi Arabia, wherever you're getting the parts made. Old Soul. Genuine Ripper Timmy is one of my favorites. I've had like 4 of those things. It was pretty cool. I really liked them as well. You know what I did? I updated can't see what I'm doing. I updated these things. We talked about these rankings last weekend, where you can, you know, find all of the rankings for, you know, what I think about paintball guns. And I was actually reviewing this and looking over some of them, and I actually moved some stuff around. I actually increased the DSR's position, that DSR Plus. I had the DSR sound signature at 7, kind of making it even with the rest of these guns. But it is so goddamn quiet that, you know, I did it. It's got an 8. So the DSR Plus is the quietest gun I think that I've ever reviewed for this channel. I think that there might be quieter ones, you know, if we're going to talk like some of the old guns were very quiet, but they were super inefficient. So I changed that, and then I also put the TM40's air efficiency a tick higher. The TM40, I had air efficiency lower than that for some reason. Oh no, there it is at 8. I had it at 7, so it definitely deserves to be a little bit better than that. The TM40s are pretty air efficient. So I moved around that TM40 and the DSR. Both kind of ended up bumping up the list a little bit. Still, that ETHA 3M is at the top, and the Chaos 2 is still down there. Just like someone asked earlier about the Chaos 3, and I was like, nah. I mean, the Stormer's right there. It's not like much better, but you know. You can find these at that link, or a link in the description. Oh, I'm clicking the wrong screen. That link, or a description. There is a link in the description. I just thought that was interesting. Someone was like, you know, I don't know. Someone brought it up, and I was like, that's a good point. Jesus, $2, $1.99 super chat. Thank you so very much, dude. You gotta put like a question in there. Although I don't know if you can for that price, actually. You might have to like add more money, unfortunately. But I appreciate it. Did you see the old infamous Skull Daddy Reg? $350, gotta be the most expensive reg ever, right? No, definitely not. Which is weird. Yeah, no. What was the most expensive? I mean, that's definitely the most expensive screw-in tank regulator I think I've ever seen. It's possible that there were... No, that's probably the most expensive screw-in regulator ever. But you know, I think back in the day, there were some tank regs that were in that $500 price. There was Armageddons by Air America. Let's look at some of these things. The Air America Armageddon? There were a bunch of... Oh, you guys can't see. Let's go back over here. There were a bunch of these old regulators. So these things, at one point in time, were like $500. They were very, very expensive regulators. So you could end up with a tank just like this, and this tank would be like $700 or some insane price. So tanks have definitely come down. There's also the Angel Air Regulator. These Angel Air regs were also very, very expensive. Mainly because it was all digital. I mean, you can see on the side that it had that like screen. So these regulators would actually tell you the output pressure, it would tell you your tank pressure, and it would actually estimate how many shots you got left. It was really, really cool product. But again, also real expensive. So there were definitely more expensive tank regs back in the day, but that's not good, right? I mean, the newer ones, it's so much a better idea to have that tank easily screw on and screw off. Most of these, you had to like attach it to the bottom of the gun. You can see how, with this Angel Air, how it's like literally attached to the bottom of the gun, right? You can't just unscrew it and screw it off. That's not really how it was designed to work. You could unscrew just the bottle, but for the most part, everybody left their tank on their gun the whole time, mounted to it like that. So certainly, having these tanks that just unscrew is so much better. And the performance difference is nothing, right? Like, those regulators were $500, and they're performing just as good as some of the like $40 or $50 screw-in rigs now. Like, those Empire screw-in regs are very good. The cheap HK ones are also really good. So we have tanks now that are just like wildly cheaper. I mean, it's crazy, really. My first, I had one. I actually had a MacDev product. That's right, the MacDev. What was the MacDev tank called? The MacDev, I can't remember, but I actually had one of their old tanks. Tank regulator. Man, I don't remember. It was extremely popular. Was it the Conquest? MacDev, yes, the Conquest. I had one of these, and these were one of those like $400 or $500 regulators. They were extremely popular in their day, but mine always leaked out the front, which was kind of weird. But everything sucked back in the day, so it's not that weird. Everything was so bad back in the day. Have you ever played at Ambush Paintball Park? I have not, unfortunately. Nope. Tipman TMC, what's your take? I like the TMC. I've always liked the TMC. Although I've always been a Tipman fan. I think that Tipman make some cool paintball guns. The magazines in the TMC are pretty cool. You can mod it to take first strike if you want. There's a bunch of colors. They do shoot actually pretty good. Yeah, the TMC is really cool. I would probably, let me look at some real fast. It kind of matters though, right? I mean, I think that if you want, whatever. I don't need to look at that. Yeah, it kind of matters, right? I think that the TMC is good because it's magazine fed or hopper fed, and it's only $280. Whereas the gun like this thing, which has got a bunch of crap all over it, you can kind of ignore this front part. The EMF 100 is about double the price of that thing, but this thing shoots so good. So if you want like the best mag-fed gun, it is this. I mean, there's no question. At this point, it is the EMF 100 or the EMF 100. It used to be called the MG 100. But I really do like those TMCs, like really. This thing you can put a hopper on too. You can take off this little piece and you can put a hopper on it. Oh, you know what I should do? I should probably take off this and put it on my gun. That's a good idea. I just thought of that. On my eMac, I don't have an on-off, and I've wanted an on-off for so long that I can just do that. Also, I'll always just use the Crossfire tanks with a Palmer's Pursuit Shop stabilizer. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I mean, as soon as Crossfire regs kind of came out, you know, in like 2005 or whatever, 6-ish, that's pretty much all I used. Everyone had those like red or blue Crossfire regs. What's up, Mark? What I miss, cousins? Who says cousins? Isn't it kind of like cousins? I don't know what you missed. Are you going to play paintball this weekend? Are you going to be out there? Angel Air was pretty sweet. The Twister Ether 3. Or maybe like the Inception designed Ether 3 body? That's probably what you mean. I don't know. I think that those guns are really cool looking, but it's like Now you got like a $1,200 ETHA. It's a little weird to me. One of the best things about all these guns and these inexpensive guns is they're inexpensive, right? You know, it's like the EMEX $250. It's cool because it's $250. If you put a $300 body kit on it, it kind of just defeats the entire purpose of the gun. So I don't really understand it. Someone said the Twister CS3, the Twister, not CS3, the Twister ETHA 3. What am I blanking on? The Twister 3. That's probably not it. Who made it? Okay, Boston Paintball. There you go. I was like, Boston Paintball. Let's just go to their Facebook page and assume they put it on here. But does not look like it. Boston Paintball. What about their website? Oh, Committed Paintball. There we go. That's the actual, like, store, I think. Ooh. Committed Paintball. I don't know. We'll just go back. Oh, there it is. Yeah. The Twister. Oh, yeah, it does look pretty good. Let's go to this. It's already... Nope, it's not already sold out. Bang. Yeah, it looks really cool. I mean, like I said, all these... No. Block. Good lord. I can't zoom? What's going on here? Okay. Come on. Get me the hell out of here. Yeah, that body's really, really cool. Like, really cool. It's just, you know, one of the basic twisters, though. A lot of the twisters they look identical to this. But it's expensive, right? What was it, $500? What am I doing? We're all over the goddamn place. $420. I don't think that's the price. $420.69. If that is the price, that's kind of crazy. But I don't think that's the price. I'm reading. Well, there we go. So $600. Yeah, it's just too much. Well, I don't know. I mean, $600. That's really not too bad. I don't know. You guys are making me want one. I kind of want it. I kind of want it. What's this one? Damn, look at that one. That's a little too crazy for me. So what are you getting here? You're getting the Inception design power, probably the power insert barrel, the Inception aluminum feed neck, Inception trigger, and then it looks like the... Is that a slap on off from Inception design? Or the easy on off, sorry. The slap on off is the die. That's actually not bad. I mean, $600? It's really not that bad with all those upgrades. I like it. Although I don't understand why this one's so cheap, though. Damn, that one looks really cool. Okay. I like it. Not bad. Body kit only. Wait a minute. So it's not an entire gun. So hold on. It includes the following. Custom milled, so it doesn't include a gun. So never mind. I don't know if it's that good of a deal, because you still gotta buy a gun. So it only comes with all the custom parts, you guys. It doesn't come with a gun. You get custom milled aluminum gun body, the back cap, detents, feed neck, trigger, the secret pin, which makes that trigger pull real short. Barrel stuff, on off, insert, yep, no gun. So that's expensive, yeah. I was like, man, that's a good ass price. I was like thinking about buying one. I was like, that doesn't seem like a bad deal at all. An extra 150 bucks or whatever. Well, that's not bad. But yeah, you gotta buy a whole gun too. So we're at like $1,000 for this. So now it goes back to my initial thing was, they look really cool, but I don't know if I'm gonna spend that much money on an EMEC, you know? What are people saying? So kind of like Planet Eclipse did with the Automag Splash Parts kits. I guess so, sure. Yeah, or Inception I think's done that before, possibly with some other guns. Yeah. The Fleet and the Ripper Ether 3 bodies are so nice. They really are. And I mean, even holding those things, you know, I have a couple buddies who have those Inception design bodies on guns. And they do feel really good. I mean, there's no question it makes the gun feel like nicer. It makes the gun feel smaller and just kind of sleeker and just better. But it's a lot of money. I mean, you know, spending, you know, a gun that's $400 or $375 or whatever they are, spending an additional like $600 on the body kit seems a little insane to me. Because you could just have, you know, 2 entire guns. What is going on here? I'm like opening tabs in the wrong areas. Okay. And you know what else is always weirds me out? It's prices on stuff change so fast nowadays. I get like confused about how much stuff costs. $900, yeah, it's too much money. I mean, you spend $400 on a gun and $600 on a body kit. It's like, whew. It's crazy how they sold out. Does it say how many they made though? I mean, all the Inception design stuff is made like insanity. It's made so well. Come on, monitor. There we go. I was like, we lost it. What was I even asking? I was like, oh, how many they made? I was gonna see if they like. Look at the raw kit. Damn, that's the color I'd leave it. I'd just leave it raw aluminum. Doesn't that look cool? I'd rather have like that. $375. See, I don't know. That's not like insane, right? I can think I could justify $300 for all of this stuff too, because it's really not just a body. I mean, you get a different barrel, you get the trigger upgrade, you get the, you know, they're easy on off. You get a different barrel, although none of that stuff really matters all that much. Maybe they said somewhere online how many they're making, but it definitely does not say like 1 of 400 or anything on there, so. So that's one for an E-Mech, and then that's one for an Ether 3. Really cool though. Let's see if they have any of their other twisters or anything on here. Probably not. These are pretty cool. These are like a collab or like a something with a couple of the paintball stores. Man, I don't have anything else crazy on there. Crazy. I really like them. I mean, that stuff's really fun. It's like really cool, but it's just too expensive for me. I'm pretty happy with the GRN Ether 3 bodies. So do I. I mean, I like them. I mean, I think that that's appealing to me, right? It's appealing to me that they're cheap and it's inexpensive. And that like I can't scratch it, I can't like scuff it up. If I do, it's just gonna kind of like blend into the body a little bit more. So it's kind of what's always been appealing. Aren't they 3D printing Ether 3 bodies now? Yeah, lots of people are. Yeah, lots of people. There are quite a few. I don't know. Let's see. There's quite a few people doing Ether 3 bodies. So this gentleman, I think his name is Benji. I don't think we've ever technically met each other. But he makes a bunch of crazy like 3D printed things. I'm not entirely sure if he's making complete bodies, but you can kind of see that like he's got like different back caps. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Some of you guys might like that one. That's like an old school like snatch grip back grip. That's kind of cool. I'd hit my face on that all the time, so. There's lots of people. I mean, you can go to like, I don't know, where are some of the places that like sell 3D printed stuff? There's a lot of stuff. I'd really like to try out some of his stuff. I kind of want to like ask him if I can like get some stuff from him. I really want to try out these, the blunderbusts, just see how loud it is. Kind of like just scare people. There's a couple guys at the paintball field I've seen have them. Look at this crazy ass thing. It's pretty funny. That's funny. The Flex Swab? Oh, cool. Little like customized hardware for your Proflex. Yeah, he's got a bunch of cool little like neat things. Like, look at this. Doesn't that just look cool? Really cool on those Jolly Roger Umpers. The 5-round 12-gauge tubes. That's kind of cool. Yeah, he makes a bunch of neat stuff. Bunch of cool little neato things. The megaphone barrel tip. Yeah, it's kind of funny. 2-Bit said those would be loud as hell. That's kind of the point. You're gonna blunderbuss. You're gonna scare little kids. That's really what they want. Hey, check out Shapeways. There we go. That's what I was looking for. That's what I did. Marketplace. There it is. We'll go back here. Browser. So let's type eMac body and see what happens. Go. Okay. Use my cookies. What did you say look for? War Boy. So there are a ton of bodies on here. Ooh, look at that one's kind of cool. So if anybody watched my video called The Ultimate eMech Build, I actually used one of these bodies. I used a body similar to this, not actually made by this company, but very similar to that. That's kind of neat. I kind of like that. Huh. Shapeways, and there's a couple other companies that offer like, you know, a 3D printing marketplace kind of thing. Someone said look up the War Boy. Whoop. How about that? War Boy. I don't know. So much stuff came up. War Boy. There are 5 matches. Where are they? Is this what you're talking about? That's kind of funny. It's like a Wu-Tang body. What the heck's going on? We're waiting. We're waiting. Whoop. Whoop. What's that thing? I don't know what that other bar is in there. I don't know. Unexciting. What's happening? 3D printed eMech parts. There's a lot of stuff. All these parts. Some of them are expensive. Some of them are not. Some of them were kind of neat. So it's kind of cool about Shapeways is they actually print the stuff. And some of the people actually offer different materials. So some of them can be printed in different styles of plastic, PLA or whatever. I don't even know what I'm talking about when I talk about 3D printing. I don't know. We just joined. What was that site? And do they do 3M bodies too? Maybe it was Committed Paintball. Committed Paintball have bodies, and that was Shapeways. You can like scrim back through this too and actually watch the parts over again. What's your favorite air bunker that's not being used right now? That's a good question. Damn. I mean, in general, my favorite bunker is the towers, like the big, big tall tower. The like, not the temple. I just have always called them towers. Not the tower, not the small temple, but like I don't know, what the hell do they call those things? The big tower. I like them because I'm so tall that like I can like stand up crazy high on those things and like shoot down on people. I like it for that reason, because it's, for me, extremely versatile. The Aztec? I don't know. Is that the small ones too? I don't know. Maybe it is the Temple and the Aztec's the short one. The tall one is the Aztec? I've always liked them, yeah, because I can get so tall and kind of shoot down at people, or I can get low and shoot at people. So I've always liked the versatility of that bunker, but they've always used that. So what's one that they don't use? What's what? I don't know. That's a good question. I really don't know. Someone said the car wash. I don't really know if I like the car wash. Mark! Super chats, thank you, sir. Content gang leader. What? I appreciate it. Info, Mark, are you playing tomorrow? I asked you that earlier. Are you guys going to play this weekend? Info on the raffle. Yes, there was a raffle. There was a CS3 raffle, and that's over. Yawn from Sweden won. And unfortunately, since he's in Sweden, he has to pay 25% tariff on the import, and had to pay me shipping. So he had to kind of pay more than just one raffle ticket, but he had to have known that, and it's clear in the rules he had to pay shipping, so he was fine with that. But I don't know. It kind of sucks though, because I was like, man, because like I think only got like 2 raffle tickets, so it was like $40. But then he had to pay the shipping because it's so expensive. I can't cover it. And there's like an import thing, so it kind of sucks. Yeah. Review the CEPL layout. I might talk about that. I'll probably talk about it when it gets a little closer, because I kind of want to go out there and film that as well. But I'm going to have to look into like new lenses and stuff, but I did see that they like released it today. Oh, let's just see if we can find it real fast. Brad, play on the D5 squad. Gang leader. Sure. I mean, I don't know if I want to play a tournament though. I don't really want to play a tournament. I really do actually want to try to get more like airball footage. I know that like in the videos, in the videos and stuff, I have all this like hyperball footage, and hyperball is so boring to watch that I really would like to try to Capital Edge. I really would like to try to be on the airball field a little bit more and actually make the videos kind of interesting. Airball is so boring to watch, and it looks so bad. You know, I watch other people's videos, non-paintball stuff, and I'm like, man, one of the reasons some videos are so good, like I watch like a mountain biking and stuff, and like it just looks so good, right? You're in the forest and it just looks nice. At the paintball field, it's just hideous. You got just crap all over the ground, things are falling over, and like it just doesn't look good. So I think maybe the airball field will look a little better. Capital Edge League. You know what I noticed right away is that's a goddamn lot of shit in the center. Look at all these like bricks and wedges and stuff in the middle. Cheapers. That snake is insane. This looks crazy. This is one of those layouts though that it looks crazy on paper, but like it might not be. Like no one's probably gonna use this ever, you know? No one's gonna, it's just gonna go snake 1 and then it's gonna be the snake 2, and no one's gonna use this weird snake area. Man. It's kind of crazy though. I really do like the weirdness. I kind of wish we'd see more weird layouts. I don't know, man. So on this layout, odds are I'm going here. So odds are, like I said before, the tower. We didn't talk about what bunker I don't like though, or I wish came back. Definitely not these goddamn cube brick things. I hate those things. I'd probably end up at this tower and I would be looking snake way. Because I have that advantage, I have an advantage because I'm so tall. I can kind of like shoot down on stuff a little bit easier. So I'm so tall, I can kind of like hopefully clip guys in packs when they're just sitting there. So I would likely end up at that tower and then probably like fill to the center really fast because I really like the center, and I'd try to bunker people real fast. It looks cool. The Capital Edge Paintball League, yeah, coming up in June. So we got like 3 weeks or something like that. I really don't like these in the corner. All these bunkers with big flat sides makes them kind of hard to live behind. Steven Jackson with a $1.99 super chat. I appreciate it, sir. Ching. Hello. Again, super chats are awesome. I talk about it every time, and I feel like a broken record, but well, I do appreciate it, guys. Mark, what are you saying? Send me your FB I'll put you on the D5 squad. No, I don't want to actually play the tournament. I really don't. Maybe, I don't know. It's too soon. Brad, I like your POV videos, and I feel the best vids is having the GoPro sesh in the mask and some editing. Probably. I just gotta do it. You know, the hyperball field's so boring. You know, it's really mind-numbing to watch. I have more fun playing on the hyperball field, but it's really not as fun to watch. So I want to try to get like more airball gameplay. Hyperball's more fun, I think, because the games are longer, and it's a little bit more intense because those games are longer. But not a lot is happening, right? You're kind of just sitting there a lot. I might shoot back, but like nothing's really happening. There's not a lot of action. So just being over on the airball field, it just makes it more exciting. And it just looks better. It just looks better, too. Correct, Adam. Corrugated pipes. Corrugated pips. Full sponsorship? What do you mean, Eric? Are they going to do the Ultimate Shootout 1v1 tournaments? No. Not really. Kind of, I don't know. Originally, I mean, technically no, because the Ultimate Shootout was put on by Go Sports, mainly because COVID happened and they tried to do something, right? Rather than like cancel all the tournaments, they had like a handful of people go to one place and honestly just play paintball for us to watch. It was just something to do. I kind of liked the idea of the Ultimate Shootout. Maybe in the wake of that, they are going to have something else, though. Oliver Lang is going to do the Elite one-on-one tour. Yes. There's going to be like 6 of those or something like that. I don't know where they're all happening, though. Don't ask me that. I'm pretty sure they're doing one at SC Village. Now I'm going to just tell you where they're at. I'm like, don't even ask. I'm pretty sure there's one at SC Village. They're going to do one in San Diego, I think. Although I don't know what's happening with that. And then most of them are going to be like on the East Coast or Midwest-y, I think. I'm not 100% sure. Wiles Media, I don't know. Ohio is first. Ohio. Is Ohio level? Is that where the Level Up Park's at? Ohio is Level Up Sports, right? Maybe not. Where is Level Up if they're not in Ohio? Level Up. Fantastic facility. They do a wonderful job. Level Up's one of the probably better designed and maybe better run paintball fields, I think, in America. Yep. Columbus, Ohio. Best strap is on the i5 for sure. Yeah, maybe. I really like the i5 strap. You know what? Speaking of which, maybe I should take it off my mask. I mean, I have this i5, right? The problem is I switch masks a lot. I switch between like 3 masks. I wear this, not this. I don't ever wear this. I switch between like a profiler and the profiler and this thing, the Carbon 0 Pro. You know, I kind of thought I would like this green one, and the main reason I got it is because I don't think I would buy it. They gave me this mask. Sorta, I had to pay shipping, which is, you know, whatever. They gave me this thing, and I got it because I was like, I'm never probably gonna buy that green color, but I kind of like it. So I got it, but I don't know. I don't know if I like the green as much. The lighting is so specific in here for my face. Anytime I put like anything in camera, it just doesn't look right. But I don't know if I like the green. I think that I kind of like the red of the blue ones the most. One thing I don't like about those, and I talk about all the time, is it's just like so like delicate feeling, right? Like it's like the like skirt is so thin and like everything is so like flimsy, which makes it more comfortable, right? I think because it's lighter weight and it kind of conforms to your head maybe a little bit better because of the like, you know, flexibleness. But because it's so flexible, I kind of get worried, right? I always feel like I'm gonna like bend it or scratch it up or screw it up. So I don't really like how delicate they feel. But as long as you're like using a mask case that it came with, or maybe you have like an Exalt or an HK case, as long as you're keeping it in there, it's fine. As you can see, I don't keep it in there. Yep. It matches my shirt. Kind of, yeah, it does a little bit. I like this shirt. I like these linen shirts. They're very like cool in the summer. Need that gold lens. I might have the gold lens. I mean, the main reason I don't have, I know I have another lens for it somewhere. The main reason I've always have clear lenses is because I used to put like the GoPro camera straight in the center of the thing, you know? So if I have the GoPro, which I don't know if I'm gonna do as much, you know, because I've been using the 360, you know, I'd shove the GoPro literally in the goddamn mask like that, you know? Whoop, I turned it on. So I'd shove it in my mask to get POV video. And when the lens is all, you know, tinted and stuff, it just doesn't come out as right. I would probably have regular smoke on this. I like the smoke lenses just because they don't get all scratched up. You know, all those mirrored lenses, I don't know, they scratch up. Falling down, see, you gotta use a mask case. Turning it off. How do I turn this off? There we go. This is my action sports container. See, I use that. That's what's on top of that thing. The Insta360 1RS. That's normally what I'm using on there. If you see any like cool 360 footage, it's that thing. Yep. What bolt upgrades would be best for my Shocker amp? I don't think any. There are a few companies making them. I think that Super Stanchi makes a bolt for the amp. I think Tech T made one. I actually don't know if they came out with that. But nothing. I mean, I find, and I think still, and I thought this forever, right? I mean, almost forever, is at least 15 years, is that most of these manufacturers kind of make the guns how they should. Right? So, Shocker, they make their bolt exactly how they want. It's possible that they could make it more air efficient. It's possible they could make it quieter or something else. But it's also probably going to maybe compromise something else. So it's possible you could get a bolt that's a little quieter, but in turn, air efficiency might decrease or reliability might change. So I think that the manufacturers kind of make the guns fit like a perfect area, right? They're as quiet, they're as air efficient as they can be, while at the same time, you know, being reliable and they're easy to fix. So there's kind of a balance, right? They don't go for just pure performance. They want reliability as well. So I think that some of these guns that, or some of these aftermarket parts might help or might change a little bit, but in turn you're putting aftermarket parts in, and they're not going to be factory, and then they're probably not going to be as reliable as the factory parts. So I am all for just leaving stuff stock, right? All for stock. Although David says, I would generally agree, other than the shocker. Why so? They have some quality control issues. Yeah, but that's for sure. I mean, I won't, that for sure. I mean, I don't know if they're that bad. I mean, they're not bad as like Mac Dev. We were talking about Mac Dev earlier. They definitely have more quality issues than, say, Planet Eclipse. But I don't think you're going to solve that problem by putting aftermarket parts in. I think that most of the aftermarket parts, honestly, are made just to get you to buy stuff, right? Most of the companies that sell aftermarket parts, they have like an aftermarket bolt and an aftermarket this for every single gun. So it's kind of like, are they really making bolts and parts that are increasing the performance that much? Or are they just looking to sell stuff? I don't think it's as bad nowadays, but it used to be terrible. I mean, you look at Tech T, and they would come out with stuff literally just to sell it. Most of the time it'd make the guns worse. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, like David said, it's possible that, putting stuff in, upgrading parts could help stuff if you're having problems. But I think a general rule is probably no. Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy. That's why I was like David's like, I missed a big aftermarket in the early 2000s. That's why I was like the last 15-ish years. Because at one point, there was a huge like aftermarket parts area. But even then, I mean, most of those things weren't upgrades. They weren't like, you weren't like getting a bolt that was that different, or there weren't like a valve that was going to change your gun that much. It was mostly like just stuff to look cool. I think about like autocockers and auto mags, and intimidators had tons of parts, and shockers. And for the most part, a lot of the upgrades were just to make it look cooler. You get a different trigger, or eye covers, or feed necks, or whatever. There were some bolts that were different, but I don't know if they were better, Tech T is junk. Tech T is junk. Tech T is bad. And that's one of the reasons they don't really make a lot of aftermarket parts anymore. I mean, it's just difficult to find improvements. I don't think that like any paintball company is going to be able to design products better than the manufacturers. Like they know so much more about those guns. Yeah. The ever popular dovetail in the early 2000s. The dovetail, was that like, the dovetail was like a drop forward, right? I kind of miss those old days of having all those aftermarket parts and like customization things for your guns. But honestly, like, it's better now that we don't do that. Because when I bought my first paintball gun, it was like, when I bought an Angel, it was like, oh, okay, here's your Angel. Oh yeah, your barrel sucks. You gotta get a new barrel. Like, you have to get a new barrel. I didn't have any way to put a tank on it, so you gotta buy stuff to put a tank on it. The feed neck was terrible, so you had to change the feed neck. So there were all these things when you bought like a $1,500 gun. You need to upgrade all these parts. So I actually like now how when you're spending, $1,800, or even when you're spending $400, for the most part, you don't need to buy anything. It's just good. I like that. I'm a fan of stuff just being like kind of good, rather than it's like, having to buy a bunch of crap to make them work. But, having to buy parts to make it work is way different than like, customization though. But still, I friggin' hated it. Paintball stores liked it. We had so many goddamn stupid parts for paintball guns, it was crazy. Manufacturers changed so much that Virtue had to change its business model. For sure. It's actually kind of cool if you think about it. Yeah, Virtue started out making just aftermarket boards. They just made boards. They made boards for Halos eventually, some hoppers. They made a die rotor board. They made lots of stuff. It actually is kind of cool how Virtue was able to get away from just being an electronics manufacturer into making full-blown products, right? I mean, they have hoppers now, they have masks, that's pretty much all. Hoppers and masks, those are the two hard things to make. Making pants and all that stuff's whatever, but making a hopper is a hard thing to do. So it's pretty cool how they were able to like stay relevant, right? When the whole industry changed, they were able to continue making stuff. So it's kind of cool. I think so. The Virtue Luxe, the Luxe Ace. That thing was weird. Did mine work? Yeah, mine worked. I bought one of those. It was $2,000. That's where I have my gold hopper from. That's why I have this. Cha-ching! Bling bling! It's so dirty. It's all scratched up too. Yeah, that's where I got that from. The Ace. It was kind of weird. I mean, the Ace was... the whole idea was these had Bluetooth, and the gun had Bluetooth. So every time you shot, it would kind of like spin up or something like that. But it's kind of pointless because we already sort of have that sensor in there. That's the whole point of like the shock sensor. It's kind of a good idea though. I mean, I like the idea of trying stuff. You know, at least they tried to do something cool. The gold hopper is pretty cool. I don't know if I like it on the gun though. Gold. It's definitely very, very gold. There's no internals in it. It's just completely empty. But it is just Spire 3 shells, so I can just take out my internals from my Spire 4. Or it is just a Spire 4 shell, I should say. Spire 3. That's actually a Spire 3. No, 4. 4. That was the whole goddamn point. Actually, you know what? This is a special one, too. You can see right there. Let's see if we can get to focus. Probably not. See how it says Spire 4 and there's like 4 check marks? Like 4. Cha-cha. Kind of see that. They all look like that, really. It's, I can't even see it, but it was a Roman numeral Spire 4. So it's extremely rare. This is actually a replacement though, because I bought this and as soon as paint got on it, it started doing all this weird shit. So you can kind of see like, look at the like, all that marking on there is just from paint hitting it. You can kind of see how like the gold, like right there, I can't get this to focus on my head. My head is in focus. Yeah, you can kind of see where the gold started to like, kind of rub off. Because paint got on it. And apparently this was one of the first ones they didn't actually put the goddamn clear coat on the hopper, right? So, I don't know, they sent me another one, and that's my backup one now, I guess. Why does my dog like the smell of farts? Well, everyone likes the smell of farts. They're just not telling you. I like the smell of my own farts. I even like the smell of other people's farts sometimes. You're like, oh, that's a good one. It's not like you're like, oh, savoring it, but they're funny. Farts are funny. Hey, Brad, love your channel. Thank you, Franco. I've seen you around. Question, do you remove live stream from your channel? Maybe, sometimes. I mean, some really old ones I have. Like, really old ones. The other day I was trying to find a live stream that I missed and could not find it. It might matter when. I mean, YouTube deleted one. Like, they straight up just deleted it. So, like, 3 months ago or something like that. But that was the only one. I mean, I think I've removed or, like, just unlisted some that are, like, 5 years old. But I haven't unlisted or removed any ones in the last few years. But YouTube deleted one. Like, a few months ago. I don't know. Mark, what are you talking about? I don't know. Zorro Stunts. I think you got too many Z's. Zorro Stunts. That's better. The Gundam Mini GS turned to 20 BPS and 2 trigger pulls a second. Think I'll get into trouble in a game. I don't know what that means. I got the MageS to turn to 20 balls a second at 2 trigger pulls. Oh, I got you. Like ramping 20? Yeah, dude. Yep. I mean, I don't know if you're gonna get in trouble. They'll probably just tell you not to. You know, you gotta turn that down. You can't ramp at 20. It's so obvious. You know what's crazy? Is we've gotten so used to hearing, like, from tournaments, so used to hearing 10.5 balls a second. If somebody shoots 11, you're like, damn, that gun's hella fast. It's like so obvious when guns aren't shooting 10.5. So 20 is gonna sound like insane. So it's gonna be so obvious right away that they might get you in trouble. Probably not in trouble. You shouldn't be like, hey kid, adult, I don't know how old you are, you're probably gonna turn it down. Manny, let's spam Planet Eclipse to hurry up and make a Geo SL version. That LV2 is sweet, but a tank? I don't know if they're tanks. You know, I did ask Jack Wood if anybody watched the previous CS3 review video. I don't know. Jack Wood's in that. I did a little quick interview with Jack Wood. Well, actually, it was very long, but I put a quick part in the video. And my intention was to upload the entire video, but I screwed the audio up so bad. It just sounds so bad. I totally forgot to record the audio on my phone because we were doing like a FaceTime thing, and I was like, yeah, interesting. But I forgot to record his audio. So it's all like coming out of it only recorded out of my microphone, so the audio's so bad. I didn't use it. But in that interview, I actually asked him if they had any plans to do like a GSL or a limited version of the CS3. He wouldn't tell me. Yeah. So I asked, but I got I don't know. Okay. Not that if he told me, I would tell you guys anyway, because they'd probably want to keep that secret, but I don't know. They talked about it. Oh, Yosh. I was like, BFP gear. And really want the field one to make a G7R, but it's been years. Did BFP Gear, Black Friday Paintball, or BFP Gear, had an interview with Yosh, and they talked about it. I missed that. I asked Yosh that too. Dude, they've had a G6R in the work, or a G7R in the works for a long time. I really want one. I saw a guy with a G6R the other day, and I was like, man, I really like those. I ordered a brand new 2012 G6R. This is probably like 2016, 15, somewhere around there. And brand new 2012 one, I got my custom color. I got like a tan sand color with black parts. It was really cool. I want a G6R as well. I might have to trade somebody something, because there's no way in hell I'm buying one. I have enough paintball stuff I gotta sell. I could buy one. Field 1 is great marker, but Planet Eclipse and GOG, man, they just kick ass. Every marker just gets better than the last. I agree with Planet Eclipse. I don't know about GOG on maybe like the Luxes for sure have gotten better. I mean, we haven't really seen a lot of shockers, you know. The shockers haven't really changed all that much. We had the original shocker. And then we had the shocker XLS and the amp, and they're not all that much different. Skull Monkeys Paintball, thank you for the $20 super chat, guys. Thanks for the great show. Thank you. Thank you. Skull Monkeys Paintball, I hope that's like a team, because you're getting Skull Monkeys Paintball shout out. I appreciate those guys. What the hell was I talking about? Shockers. Yeah, the shockers have gotten better. I shouldn't say they've gotten worse, but there's not like a huge dramatic change. You know, it's like going from CS2 to CS3. It's like Yeah, it's better, but it's not like crazy. The Luxes have gotten better though. There's no question, going from like the Lux Ice all the way to the TM40. The TM40 is way better than the Lux Ice. They definitely shoot a little different, so you're getting those like old Lux fans maybe not liking the newer ones as much. And this damn thing updated good right there. Skull Monkeys paintball team. Heck yeah. My first paintball team, actually, this reminded me, was the Grease Monkeys. There were two brothers, and they wore coveralls, you know, like a mechanic. And someone said they looked like Grease Monkeys, and they became Grease Monkeys. That's kind of funny. Yeah, Lux is getting better. I think of GOG though, and I literally think of like the GOG Ecstasy and like the Enemy and stuff, and those were terrible. So Field 1 are great. I mean, they haven't continued to make guns better. They've only really made one, although they have come out with like rolling improvements to their guns, but they haven't really, you know, coming out with a, you know, Force 2 or anything like that. Think Field 1 can make a competitor to the 180R with a revamped device. I would like that. Probably not. I mean, one of the advantages I think that Planet Eclipse have, and other companies too, like say like Lux or Dye, is that they've been doing this for so longer that they're able to make the guns a little cheaper, I think. We have to think that the Field 1 guns are all made in Oregon at a very, very high quality. So I do think that if they made the Vice, it probably wouldn't be the same exact quality as the Force, where I think that like Planet Eclipse are making the 180R that's, you know, around that $1,000 price, but you're still getting the exact same quality you're getting with like the CS3. I want to think back to when they made the Vice, and the Vice was probably just as nice as the other current Bob Long guns at the time. I can't even remember. Like, was the Victory out, or were like the Protege and like maybe like the Mark 6 and stuff? Yeah, I guess so. So the Vice was probably just as good of quality as the other Bob Long guns at the time. But I don't know if Field 1 would be able to make a gun like $500-600 cheaper and maintain the same quality as the Force. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I don't know. I mean, you think that like the Planet Eclipse guns aren't made in the US, they're not made in the UK. All of their like inexpensive guns, all like the like that 180R and the EMEC, they're all made, I believe, in Taiwan, and their higher end guns like the CS3 are made in England. So that's kind of one of the reasons they're getting at higher like price as well, is because where they're made. But the quality isn't any different, you know. I don't know. I would like to see it, although I think that they'll probably release the G7R first. They're not going to release like a lower end version of like that Intimidator style poppet valve gun. Too bit. It's debatable. Planet Eclipse is just badass. I don't know. They're kind of boring though. You think about it, it's like Planet Eclipse is kind of a boring company though. Like you see their guns come out and you're like, yep, that's what we expected. It doesn't ever like blow me away. I'm like, yep, that's pretty much what we thought it was going to look like. It shoots what we thought it was going to shoot like. Nate, you didn't miss it. I appreciate that, buddy. Nate's gonna move to Huntington Beach. No, he's not. He's moving to Newport Beach. He's buying a mansion. He's buying a 7,500 square foot home on the beach. 8 bedrooms. It's pretty cool. He has a game room in the basement and a movie theater. It's pretty cool. Protege and the Vice were literally the same gun, just different milling. Yeah, the Protege was like the cheaper one, right? The Vice just looked cool. The same. Nate, see, yep, Nate's moving, buying a mansion. Nate's not buying a mansion. What is the G7R? Nothing. Doesn't it sound like a jet? Sounds like a jet, right? I'll show you. Let's show you something. So, there used to be a paintball company called Bob Long. Bob Long, also a man. He was a human. And he called his company Bob Long Technologies. And he sold that company to Field One. Field One, so he sold Bob Long, and the company was renamed Field One. It's also actually owned by the San Diego Dynasty players. So they make the Force, right? The Force. But Bob Long used to make this, the G6R. They were very popular. Everyone really liked these guns. They were small and lightweight. They were priced pretty well. They were extremely air efficient. They're just kind of cool. I mean, they worked really well. I really liked mine. There were a bunch of different versions. Yeah, there were a bunch of different versions with like different milling and stuff. You can see the Valken one, which was never popular. Here's a Texas Storm one, or the F5. That was a little later. But they were very popular, and people just want to bring it back. People want to see a G7R, so they want Field One, this company, to bring it back and make a G7R. I'd for sure like it, but I kind of don't want it to be any different than that. You know, I kind of wanted to just remake this gun, and maybe just update it. Just put the new foregrip on the front and then call it good. These on-offs were god-awful. I hated this on-off, though, on the 2011. And they finally changed it for that cam-style one, like this, later on. So cool. Very neat paintball gun. So, I'd like to see one of those again. Just a new version of that. Kind of like Planet Eclipse did. Planet Eclipse made the LV one, and it was extremely popular, but kind of faded away because the paintball industry changed a little bit, but everyone wanted to come back, so they remade the LV2. Nate, you're not moving into a mansion, you're going to rent a closet. Yeah, I hear you. I don't even know. Eric, Nate's moving to SoCal. No, I don't think so. I think that, like, maybe. I don't think soon, but we were just talking about it the other day, so I made a joke about it. Pretty much. Gen 6 Intimidator. Not sure about the R. Yeah, I don't know what it was for. I don't know. Was it really Gen 6? I guess it was. The 2K5, was that the... That's funny, you put 2K5 in there and it's not the right gun, right? I think that these were the previous versions, right? This was the previous version. Someone said Intimidate R. That's what the R is for. That was good. The 2K5, I think that was the previous version of that. I didn't like these. I don't know. Some reason was not a fan. Although there's a Ripper for someone. Or no, that's like an Ironman. Yep, there it says right there. You know what's funny is my cousin has a NorCal Bob Long NorCal Intimidator. I don't even know if we're going to be able to find pictures of these. It's so rare. They only made 12. Oh, there's one. Tim Furpo. Let's open Tim's video. Nope. Wait a minute. Why in the hell is this thumbnail in NorCal?
Hello everyone, it's Tim with Paintball Tech.
Yeah. So my cousin has one of these, the NorCal Intimidator. I think that there's 12 or 13. They're extraordinarily rare. They were made for the Mama. Yep, right there. The Mama's Boys. Super cool. It's actually milled NorCal on the side. These originally were Ironman Intimidators for the Ironman team. So it said Ironman on it. Oh yeah, the NorCal Intimidators. They're pretty rare and pretty cool. Hey, Paintball Ruin My Life is live. Check that one. Oh, I got it. The video, yeah. Done it before. Gen 6R Racer. What is, I mean, Planet Eclipse did the same thing with the 180R. I don't have any idea what 180R stands for. I asked them what the CS, because they have the CS1 and CS2 and 3 and stuff. At one point asked them what CS stood for, and they said nothing. So, it just sounds cool. It's probably the same thing. They just were like, add an R on there, it sounds cool. So it's very possible it doesn't stand for anything at all. Any ideas what DSR stands for? DSR does stand for something. Or no. Shit. I don't remember. They like wouldn't tell anyone at one point. Yeah, they wouldn't tell anybody at one point, so I don't even really know what. I don't remember though. I know they said, I don't know, Die Systems or I like that, pirates. Dude, I watch all your videos at 1.7x. 1.75x. So hearing you speak at normal speeds is super weird. How do you listen to me talk at 2x? That's crazy. I think I talk too fast. I can't imagine listening to it like 1.75. Sometimes I watch videos faster, but not really. I mean, most of the time when I watch YouTube videos, I'm like sitting down and relaxing, and I'm not really doing anything. I'm like actually sitting down. Dual solenoid regulated. No. This doesn't have a dual solenoid. Yeah, I couldn't listen to myself talk that fast. Maybe these live streams you could watch back at 2x or 1.75 or something, but in actual video it'd be difficult. What does DSR stand for? I don't know, man. If you guys asked me this like 3 years ago, I could have told you. Benjamin Nelson. Any future collabs or collabs, depending on who you are, planned? I like to say collabs because I come from like, you know, the old school days. Any future collabs planned or in the works right now? Not, I mean, with me, nope. I've never done one in my life. I don't know. About other companies? I don't even know. I'm sure there are. Do any markers actually use dual solenoids? Didn't the like shoe boxes, the old Shockers, did they have 2 solenoids, or am I insane? I don't know. Did anything ever use 2 solenoids? There's some like smart people in here that have way better memories than I probably do. I don't think anything's ever used solenoids. The Shocker, the shoe boxes used? Oh, the Excaliburs. Okay, there we go. Wow, it's been a long ass time since I've taken apart an Excalibur. That's another gun that would be really fun to have. An Excalibur, like a Viking. Those are really old. Those would be just kind of neat to have. But those I imagine are like collector's items nowadays. All those old, like, ancient paintball guns. You kind of did a collab with Yosh and Frangie. Oh, I guess. I mean, I think of product collabs too. That's what I thought of. I guess I just did an interview. Just like went down there and talked to him. Yep. There's probably not a lot of paintball people that I would do that with. Because it's got to be like, I don't know. Ryan, I thought one was forward and wine for bad. Oh, yeah. For solenoids. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I thought, right? It's like, Most of the time with these guns, your solenoid essentially just like releases the air and the gun fires. And it will release the air and kind of uses extra air to recock itself or push the bolt back, so it kind of like resets itself. But for sure, you could have one solenoid fire and the other one kind of like fire again to pull the bolt back or some craziness like that. But I think that they've just figured out ways to make stuff like way more simple now without those. Nate, need a paintball ruined my life army jersey, like camo, or like I want me to start a military, like you want to start are you trying to start a militia? We should start a militia. Not like a paintball ruin my life militia, like an actual militia. An actual militia. I would buy. Matt? we talked about this last time. I think that's you. How are you if it is? No, like paintball ruined my life. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things that I need to do. I don't know. Old Soul, need you to name your followers. I know, I don't want to. How about Paintball Ruin My Life Babies? Babies? Paintball Ruin My Life Babies. I like that one. We should start an actual militia. Way to go and get all the feeds to watch your stream. Feds to watch your stream. None of them are listening. They're out there. Paintball Ruin My Life Babies. I like that. No, I don't like babes. That reminds me of another podcast I listened to called Hey Babe with Saul Volcano and Chris DiStefano. Those are the best podcasts. I cannot do it. Paintball Ruin My Life fanny packs. I could do that. I mean, that's possible. That's just like cheap merch stuff. Ooh, how about baby tees? We could do some Paintball Ruin My Life baby tees. I like that. Did the CS3 and the 180R shoot identical? I don't actually know. I've not actually shot a 180R yet. Baby tees? Baby tee? Yeah, we should do some baby tees. Here we go. What do you think about these? How about we do... Look at this guy. He's got a baby tee on. That's not a baby tee. That's just a shirt that doesn't really fit that man. That's all that is. Look at how short the sleeves are. It's like all pinned up in the back. That's not what that looks like. This is kind of what I'm thinking about. Like that? I think it'd be great. Maybe I should get some baby tees and I'll wear it for the next live stream. Get some Paintball Ruin My Life baby tees. You need to do tall tees. I used to wear tall tees, sorta. Not really. People used to play paintball in tall tees. I never did that either. Well, yeah, maybe I did. A little bit. I used to wear like long line shirts. This is a tall. This is a tall large. Or maybe it's a medium tall. It's one of the reasons I like Banana Republic so much. Banana Republic and Gap and Old Navy, they actually have tall sizes. Because I can fit into a medium, kinda. But it's like up to my belly button. So if I get tall, it's a little longer and it fits me like a normal human. Sock hats? JT totally brought back sock hats. Yeah. What was your first Paintball Ruin My Life item ever? Barrel covers and headbands, which you can still buy, you know, at the Paintball Ruin My Life shop at pbrml.com/shop or pbrml.com. Nope, pbrml.shop or paintballruinmylife.com/shop. And I don't know why they're like... I guess not. There's a bunch of barrel covers over there. They're literally $7 or $15 for a 3-pack. You can also find headbands over there. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. That is what I wanted to do. Paintball Ruin My Life headbands, they're $30 though. So they're quite a bit more than barrel covers, but they should be. And you can get those, also a 3-pack, for $75. So if you ever want to like support a paintball person or this channel, you're like, Brad's reviews are okay. They're entertaining at least. I'm watching them. They could be better, but at least we're watching them. You can support me by buying headbands, or like I said, barrel covers. That's the Olmec one right there, the white background one. Those are a popular one. The Olmec and the Explorer are probably the two most popular. Oh, we can skip forward. I'm gonna try to find the Explorer. See, I don't understand. Those are not all the pictures. I don't know why all the pictures aren't coming up. It says there's only 7 in here. There are way more than 7. There's like 15. I don't know why. Don't quite understand. Paintball Ruin My Life headbands. Okay, we'll quit on that. Warped Feed automatically OG. That's a classic retro throwback. It is. It's either Matt or Sheldon. Tawny Pistachio. I think it's Pistachio. I always like forget who people are when they don't have like clear names. It's either way. You have spray paint ones in stock. Probably. I mean, everything on there, everything you just saw is literally in stock. There are literally all these barrel covers. It's literally insane. There's literally boxes and boxes of them. There's the Explorer one I was trying to find in the pictures. There's a couple like spray painty, graffiti-ish looking ones, like that one. There's like that one. There's like that one. There's like that one. Kind of like the hologram one. If you just want to like be like boring, there's these black ones. But probably the most popular is probably that one. There's actually some barrel covers that are not even out in this pile. I just noticed. God dang. My life is consumed by barrel covers and headbands. What one thing would you like to see changed in paintball? I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I wish that all the pro paintball players would make a minimum salary of $5 million. I don't know. I mean, honestly, more people. I think that if just more people played paintball, it'd be better. I think that if more people played paintball, we'd have more money in general. So manufacturers would have more money, the leagues would have more money, those pro players could make money, you could have like maybe pro scenario players making money. Just having like more people in paintball, I think would be good. I think that everything would be better because of that. But I don't really have one thing I would like to change. I would really like to probably see actually maybe more focus from the industry on like more focus from the industry on like big games and scenarios and stuff. I think that we've gotten too like maybe focused on tournament stuff. I don't think that tournaments are bad, but I think that like that's all that the like industry wants to do is tournaments. So I think like bringing back either more one-off tournaments, like one big tournament in Ohio every year. I don't know, you know, like we used to have Skyball or there was Spider Cup, and those were only one event. It wasn't attached to a big series, so it was just one big tournament with a lot of prizes. Having single events or big games or scenarios that are literally just focused on having fun, I think is important, and I don't think that we focus on that enough. I think that, you know, you can have fun playing tournaments. It's not that tournaments are not fun, but it's more competitive, right? It's like, you know, going and playing college basketball or whatever. It could be fun, but it's stressful too. You got to put in a lot of effort and work. It's not just all fun. Whereas I kind of just want it to be all fun. You know, I don't want it to be as much work, maybe, or tournaments are. I don't know. So I want to see more of that. They actually brought back the X. They did. The X is back. The West Coast Paintball Players League is using the X. Yep. So that's kind of, maybe if I was to say a thing, you know, or what's something I want, it's probably that. But then again, you know, I just said that I'm, you know, earlier in this, got lumps for you, paintball. So cool. I like it. I like saying that. Living Legends is this weekend in Michigan at Hell Survivors. Yeah, I mean, there still are those big games. It's not like they don't exist, and I don't really do that good a job of keeping up on them even. So it's like, I think that I want more of those in paintball, while I still don't really do a good job about going to them or being involved with them in the first place. Really wish they incorporated X-Ball into X Games back in the early 2000s. Yeah, there was always talk about that, right? There was always talk about, like, wanting to join the X Games. And I don't know, though. If you think about it, like, it's kind of weird. Like, X Games still happens. Like, they recently were in Tokyo. And they pretty much just have BMX and skateboarding now. That's all, actually, right? They even do anything else? I think it's all just BMX, skateboarding. They have motocross best trick or something like that. But yeah, we wanted to get X Games back in the day, but I don't know. I think by the time we were ready, or I think that by the time maybe the leagues were cool enough to be ready to do that, was probably 2006-ish or 5-ish, and X Games were already kind of going away by then. You know, I don't even know what was happening. I don't even know if it's on air right now. I mean, I think they're just putting it on ESPN. I like the new format coverage for paintball in 2023. You know what they have done really well is they've started to use that drone shot. I wonder if we can, like, actually find something really fast. Does the NXL put full games up, or does Ghost Sports put full games up? Ghost Sports puts full games up. Let's see if we can, like... Oh, right away it was the perfect view. So I really wish that, like, we would see this angle more. I think that leaving the cameras on this angle is probably what we should do. There were a few games where they shot this drone footage, or they shot this drone angle, and they stayed on this drone angle for a long time. I think that maybe, like, shifting back and forth like this, see how that kind of goes back and forth a little bit? I think that maybe shifting back and forth in the air across that center 50 line, right? Like, you shift over and shift back. I think that like is a very good angle. $20, and Sheldon, it's either Sheldon or Matt. I called you out earlier. I hate people, I don't know your name. You've been gone for a long time, and you changed your goddamn screen name, so I don't even know who you are anymore. But I appreciate those, dude, so much. #1 super chat, and I could be completely wrong about people's names. But I really like this view. There we go. I called you Matt earlier, and then I was like, nope, that's not right. Welcome back. Not really, you've been around. I've come back a little bit recently. Okay, what am I doing? Yeah, I really like this angle. I think that they should stay on this. I mean, we think about when we watch other sports, this is the angle you see. This is the angle you see when you're watching baseball, football, hockey, lacrosse. Literally all of the sports stay on this angle. And like, I definitely understand that it's not in your face and you're not seeing all the quick action, but you're not really seeing that in a lot of sports from this when you're watching it, right? It's mostly like quick cuts to different cameras, or you're watching them in the replays. But I think that this angle is the best because you can literally see what everyone's doing, right? I can see that the corner guy, right? I can see that the snake corner guy's looking inside. This guy's looking outside. This guy's looking inside and not shooting. This guy's getting pinched from somebody, right? You can instantly see what's happening. You're like, oh, this guy's getting pinched because this snake guy's shooting across. Or this guy's also kind of shooting that gap. So you can see what everyone's doing, right? You're like, this guy's looking over here to try to shut the snake guy down so he doesn't move. And you instantly know what's happening, right? It just makes more sense to me. Whereas we go to like, you know, this angle and it's like, you know, great. I mean, it's cool, I guess, but what the hell is going on? Like, I have literally no idea what's happening. Like, what are we doing here? Like, okay. I think staying on this angle is what should happen most of the time. I think it'd be really easy for people to telestrate onto this. It'd be super easy to just draw on the screen real fast and be like, oh, this guy's getting shot at from this guy and this guy, so that's why he's tucked in so much. But you can actually see what's happening. So I'm all for staying on that like drone angle. Split screen breakouts aren't bad either. Like I like this. But that drone, I mean, it's literally the best shot on the field. But they don't use it all that much. I mean, you can see like, it's not used that often. And I get it's a drone, right? You gotta like have batteries and stuff, but I do think staying on that is the key to making this look better. There we go. Sheldon, I saw one, they had a GoPro on a pole midfield. Yeah, you know what I thought about doing? This is what I want to do. I'm going to get a balloon, a 36-inch balloon. So it's like this big. It's a big ass balloon. We're going to buy a helium. A thing of helium is like $40, about this big. And it can fill about 1.5 of those balloons. So we get a balloon, a thing of helium, and then I want to mount a 360 camera on a piece of string tied to that balloon, and then below it will be a sandbag so that I can like move the sandbag around. I can pick it up and like drop the sandbag so that I can make the camera kind of floating in the air, literally anywhere I want. I want to try that. I think that that's better than a pole, because the pole you'd gotta, you know, it's kind of weird, right? But that would be interesting. I could easily like just kind of put the sandbag wherever I want and have that string just going in the air and holding that camera at really any height I want. I could put it, you know, whatever, we could experiment. I could put it at head height. You can put it way high, and it would be just a little string, so it's not going to really be in the way. I think that could be really cool. It's something I want to try, but I got to buy stuff to do it. So I'll probably try it this summer. I mean, it's not a lot of stuff. It'd probably be like $70 to do it. I mean, it's $70 and who knows if it's going to work or not. So that's what kind of sucks. But I would like to try that. Yep. Old Soul, what are you saying? Their reasoning for bright shells is that if one company ends up not having a truck make it worth the tournament paint, they don't have the brightness. I don't know. Yep. Helium is expensive. It is. That wasn't that bad. I think it's like, it was like, I don't know, I'll show you guys what I was looking at. Amazon, whoa. Let's just go to Amazon. I don't know why I'm doing that. Helium? Well, it's probably not going to be in... Oh, there we go. Yeah, these things, right? So, There were cheaper ones than this, but it was like, I don't know, it was like I guess it's $70, $60. But it'd fill only one balloon. And I would get a 36-inch balloon. Maybe not 30, so yeah. That right there, they're pretty big. Well, they're bigger than that. Maybe not. Maybe I get bigger than that. But I remember doing the math, like how much weight it could actually lift. And it can easily lift. Oh, that's true. If I put a bunch of rope on it, though, it might not work as well. But, yep. I just got to buy a balloon. I just got to buy a balloon and a balloon. A balloon and helium, really. ChatGPT, I don't know, ChatGPT is not really useful. It's weird how everyone like freaks out about ChatGPT and it's like, oh god, it's the future. And it's like, it really only does one thing. It's like, it really only like talks back at you. Sometimes it's kind of impressive though. You can ask it paintball questions and it can answer paintball questions. The other problem is it's always wrong. You kind of have to know the answers to the things you're asking it because it's so wrong about stuff. You don't really know when it's wrong or not. Writing code is just language. I thought about that argument as well. I'm like, that's the reason why they call it programming languages. It's really just like spitting back language at you. Which, I don't know, is that impressive? Oh, I don't think so. I mean, we've had like, you know, my phone's been able to do that forever, where it's like, I'm going to and it'll give me like 3 options to pick for. I can go to the store, I can go to the bank, I can go wherever. You know, it's just predictive text, or it's just like predicting the next thing I want to say. So it's like, I don't know. Is it impressive? It's like, is it anything important? I don't know. It's just not it's not as cool to me as like, it was very impressive when they started releasing a lot of these things, but I don't know. I do use a couple things to like summarize videos and help me write stuff, sorta. Not really though. I use it to meal plan. I have seen that. It's kind of neat how you can be like, what's a good vacation plan for like Argentina over a 3-week period? You know, to give you like itinerary of what to do. But the problem is you have to know if it's real or not. It makes up stuff so much that like, you have to know if it's real. It's like, if I ask it paintball questions, it can just make stuff up and no one knows that if it's making it up or not. So you kind of have to already know the answers to know if it's lying or not. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. ChatGPT is great. Reading through, I don't know, some sort of robot. Space Odyssey. 2001 A Space Odyssey is a very good movie. Very good movie. I haven't seen that in a very long time. I could get HAL. Thanks, HAL. It should be called HAL, though. Was it HAL 3000? I don't even know if it was thousands on it. What else is very good? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. The books and the movies. I have only read, like, I think the first two books. But the movie was on the other day. It's such a crazy movie. It's so good. Like, the books are so fun. ChatGPT, I'm too old for this. You're probably younger than I am. The JT highlighter yellow paint was awesome. Wow, I forgot about that. To see, but the shell was, dang, why do you remember that? I remember that. Was that the paper shell? They were trying the paper shell? Was that when like Marbleizer and like Altigra and everything went to that like matte finish shell? I remember the JT balls had like JT logos on them even. It is pretty impressive how like ChatGPT will tell you what the difference between CO2 and compressed air is. Like you can type in there CO2 versus compressed air paintball and it'll like legitimately tell you. You're like, I'm too old. Well, I'm older than you are. I have no real interest in it either. It's kind of helpful for working, like for work. One of the things I use like a different AI language program. Like the videos, when I like see the CS3 video, that thing I wrote, and it's got like many words in it, but it's mainly written for me to say stuff. It's not mainly written to read. It's not going to read very well. It's kind of just made how I would say stuff. So one of the things I've done is used my scripts for those videos and had them like rewritten a little bit so they're easier to read and fixes grammar stuff and just makes it faster than me rewriting it all. So that's been very handy. But it's not really coming up with new information. It's just kind of like grammar check, and it'll like change a few things around. So it's kind of the same exact thing I wrote. It's not like anything exciting. Who knows? I mean, some of those products in the future will probably be very useful. We are in the early days of all this stuff. They were JT highlighter, blah, blah. What happened? Where we go? They were hard shells, but they looked awesome, and the JT logo is the best ever. I shot Marbs and Midnight at the time. Midnight. Forgot about Midnight. Midnight was a funny paintball. It's kind of like the Monster Ball of 20 years ago. I don't know if I have anything else cool to talk about. The ICPL is this weekend, guys. The International Classic Paintball League. And I hate this, like, sign into YouTube. Yeah, ICPL's this weekend, and I think in Chesapeake City, Virginia? No, Maryland, sorry. ICPL's cool, too, because they put a lot of videos online. Like, they'll do... Good lord. Oh, there we go. They do a lot of like live streams of the actual tournament. That's a crazy angle, but yeah, they'll actually like live stream their like 10-man games and stuff. I don't know, we're getting creative or something with the like freaking wild angles. ICPL, you can go over to their Facebook page this weekend and you can actually watch some 10-man stuff. They only have like a few pro teams. I think they only have like 10 pro teams though. Look at how like desolate that looks. See what I'm talking about? Like paintball just does not look the greatest. It's the thing I struggle with at the paintball fields. Stuff just looking bad. Stop playing. I'm looking through a monitor to another monitor at the moment. So it gets freaking confusing. What are you guys talking about? No one could I shot the marble spot. No one could see the dark shell. We did all the gimmicks in the day. I don't know. Everyone shoots dark shell now. Well, not everybody. One of the reasons that people like dark shell is so you can't see it coming at you. But the NXL, in their pro division at least, I think that they're required to use like bright shell. In the pro division, they for sure are. But are they requiring to do it in all the divisions? I don't know. What happens if you put marbles in your marker? Nothing really. I mean, marbles weigh so much more than paintballs that they just weigh too much. I mean, you can get them to shoot out, but you have to like crank the velocity up. Yeah, you can do it. But it depends on the gun too, because some of them literally won't do it because they don't have enough air coming out. They're just a solid paintball though. I mean, you can get like riot control stuff. Like this is like made to shoot up a paintball, and it's just solid. It's not really like riot control paintball, but it's freaking solid. There's all kinds of those for like home invasion. So as the goddamn killing sprees increase in the United States, we might need. I'm gonna make myself a home turret so when people come in, we gotta figure out this like murdering. Like there's so many like mass shootings. It's insane. You know, I wasn't for taking all the guns away, but it's getting close. You know, I don't know. Like my sister lives in Texas, the same place there was that shooting in Allen or McAllen, Texas. And then she's scared to send her kid to school now. So it's like, that's cool. Do you guys remember when you were scared to go to elementary school? Nope. I certainly don't. Heck yeah. Supermodel Google Bags Rock. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, guys. What else we got to talk about? Nothing? Alright. I'm probably going to go play paintball Sunday. I'm not 100% sure. I think that I'll go to Capitol Edge Paintball Park. It's the same place I really go all the time. And, I don't know, we'll go play paintball. It's supposed to be like 90 degrees or something like that. It's going to be freaking hot. Freaking hot. I think that we're all in towns there's shootings now. It's like, oh, you know what happened today though? We could talk about this real fast. Talk about shootings and people dying. Let's see if we can I'm searching. Let's look at New York Magazine. I don't know what this is going to say. The enduring mystery. Oh, enduring mystery of the deadliest crash in decades. Why isn't the FBI informant who owned a killer limousine on trial? That is Newman Hussein. He used to play for New York Extreme. His brother, Harris Hussein, recently member of Russian Legion. Currently, he quit the team and actually is playing for Austin Notorious now. But this guy was involved in a limousine crash that caused the death of 20 people. And their trial just went on, I think, yesterday, and they announced that like he was found guilty on 20 counts of manslaughter. Was found guilty of 20 counts of manslaughter in a stretch limo crash that killed 20 people. That's some crazy shit right there. Some craziness. Wild. Anyway, okay. I'm gonna go. You guys enjoy the rest of your week. It's Thursday. Maybe some of you guys don't have work tomorrow. I do. I'm not going to work Saturday. I'm not going to work Sunday. Probably playing paintball. Probably playing paintball Sunday. Okay, guys. Come back next week if you want. On Thursday for another live stream. Maybe I'll have something cool to talk about. I'm going to try to borrow 2 paintball guns. Some old stuff from a friend that people keep asking about. And we're going to try to like maybe talk about those. Our work week starts tomorrow. You know, I used to work all the time on Saturdays, and I had Sunday, Monday off. It's really nice. Like the first time in my entire life, the last like 2 years, if I had Saturday off. It's really kind of cool having like Saturday and Sunday off. It's really kind of nice. Okay, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you next time at the same place.